Premier League matches don't come much bigger than the Manchester derby, but the league table does not make pleasant reading for the defending champions.
Well, there's a blue ribbon on it, obviously, at the moment, with Manchester City winning it last season, but I think, obviously, leading up to the Manchester derby, which is a massive game in the Barclays Premier League, I just think United, I mean, they're 15 points clear, which is probably, I don't remember the last time that's happened, especially with the league being so competitive as it is. So it's United, you know, without a doubt. I mean, anything else were to change, it would be a shock.
Monday's clash at Old Trafford sees both sides do battle for the final time this season, with City playing for bragging rights alone. But then again, when it comes to derby games, when has anything else ever mattered?
Of course, every game's relevant. You've got bragging rights, you know, you've got people playing for jobs. You could argue next season players and, you know, potentially even coaches. So I think it's always going to be an exciting game. Like we said, it's a Manchester derby, which is a pivotal fixture in the Barclays Premier League and the worldwide audience, and, you know, and hopefully there'll be goals in it. Hopefully there'll be goals early on, and it'll create quite a spectacle, because obviously with United being 15 points clear, has taken a tiny bit of the sting out of the game.
Hargreaves has the benefit of having played for both teams and knows the mindset in the build-up to any derby encounter. There were goals galore in December's 3-2 United win, but this time around the former England man expects more caution.
Well, it's one of them where the manager says don't lose. You know, you don't want to lose because there's a lot of things at stake, you know, bragging rights, and so yeah, I think the mindset is probably don't lose, and I think most managers in any derby, probably anywhere in the world, will probably take a draw, you know, because especially when there's this tightly contested, because it means you're not, you know, you're not losing 3 points basically. So sometimes these games there's a big build-up with so many amazing players, but sometimes teams can cancel each other out.
City's form both at home and in Europe has been inconsistent at best, something which shouldn't be the case on paper.
Well, you couldn't argue that they've got striking problems, because they've got Dzeko, Tevez and Aguero. I mean, remarkable players, you know, some of the best front players in all of European football. You've got David Silva behind, Nasri, Yaya Toure. I mean, it's a frighteningly talented collection of players, but they just, for whatever reason, haven't really been able to mesh as well and score as freely as they did last season. So I think that's been the biggest difference. Van Persie's come in and had a significant impact. Hernandez again has done what he always does, to score goals, and then you got Wayne Rooney and Danny Welbeck, and they've probably scored easier than City have, and you could argue that's probably been the biggest difference.
The title may be beyond them for a second successive season, but there's still time for City to dent United's pride.